Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. And it's a year later. Duna is in the perfect spot, is in our transfer window with Kerbin. If we zoom out, oh, that's a lot of zooming out. You can see Kerbin over here, Duna over here. That's the sort of angle that is just about right to get some things done, more or less. And I've actually launched a couple of ships from Kerbin. I've had a sort of a refueling plus probe that's been in orbit around Kerbin for over a year, waiting for the window. And I actually launched another ship that is going to carry a unmanned rover that I'm going to try to drop on Dune and have it roam around. If I get lucky, we'll try to drop it right on the poles or something like that for a different biome. But the big question today is, can we return Jebediah? I actually don't know 100% if we've got what we need. Where's the actual mission here? Return to Kerbin from the orbit of Duna. No, that's it. We are in orbit of Duna. You'll notice. Oh, right. I ended the last video saying like, oh, how comfortable I am with rendezvous and docking, and how it's just smooth and silk every time. Some of you may have noted that we're missing a couple of solar panels. Say this one here and one of them on the actual lander module. Yeah, as it turns out, when I did my Duna landing last episode and made sure all my fuel tanks are full, I didn't double check that I had a full thing of monopropellant. And so I arrived here and I went into the RCS mode, and I wait, why is nothing working? Why can't I steer? And by the time I figured out that I was out of monopropellant, I was on a crash course. I think I smashed into it sort of over here. Luckily, none of the real modules got damaged. We just broke off a couple of solar panels. I mean, I wasn't going very quickly. It was the whole idea with the approach, but, even hitting for a couple of meters a second is a little bit scary. So yeah, so that didn't go quite as smooth as it could have. But other than that, okay. We've got full fuel tanks everywhere on here, as far as I can tell. That's full. That's the materials base. That doesn't count. So we should have, I don't know, 2,400 Delta V or something like that. I have no idea if that's enough to get back from Duna. What could possibly go wrong? So I'm going to go ahead and undock from here. Jebediah, we should still have, tons of science. We have 31 experiments. There's some still left over here, but that's okay. So we are going to undock. And I'm going to hit the square bracket, so I'm controlling this. And I do have some RCS fuel this time, so I can go ahead and just a little faster away. I mean, we're already separating, but let's get a little bit of distance between us. Okay, 2,200 Delta V. We are still in orbit of Duna. Let's go and calculate our return home. So, just like returning from the moon, we need to be going prograde faster around Duna to actually leave its orbit. But ultimately, we need to drop our orbit from here to here. So what that tells me is where I want to do my burn is very much like returning from the moon. We want to do it on the inside of this orbit, such that when we are burning prograde from Duna, I always want to say Mars, when we're burning prograde from Duna, what we're doing at the same time is burning retrograde, well, relative to the sun, I suppose, but in such a way that our orbit, if we watch the purple line, should somewhere interact with our orbit of Kerbin. So again, keep pulling this, and at some point, when we hit the Kerbin area, we should get an encounter. Oh, it would probably help if I actually set as a target. So, and then somehow magically find my maneuver node again. Excellent. Let me yank it back that way. And then try this again. I have no idea if this is going to work. There it is. Okay. So, really, sort of no matter what I'm doing with the push here, it's about the same. So then what I want to do is tune the time. And because I suck at dragging that stuff around, I'm going to open up the maneuver node editor over here, which should time shift by 10 seconds at a time. How do I? Oh, maybe negative 10 seconds. Is that how this works? Ooh. Let me change the time on this. Oh, I'm gonna have to click and drag stuff. All right. So with this selected, and panned over this way so I can actually see the encounter markers. If I try, let me do a quick save here so that, there we go, so that I don't necessarily lose my node. If I drag this around, so it looks like if I pull it, there we go. There we go, look at that encounter, bam! And then we actually have an actual encounter with Kerbal. Holy crap! How much Delta V is it going to take? 682, that's it? I mean, obviously, once we get to Kerbal, we're going to have to burn in some fashion so as to enter orbit. But I'm going to call this one maneuver good enough to start off with. Let's go ahead and just point ourselves the right way around. Which is there, which by the time we get here will be basically a prograde. I mean, ultimately that's what it is. I could just lock myself on the prograde and that was fine, or obviously manually orientate myself to that maneuver, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and speed up. So that's going to be a pretty short burn, especially if I remember to increase my thrust limiter. That is going to be a pretty short burn, I think. Let's see. We know we can burn through all our 200... So it's about, I don't know, 30 seconds burn? 40 seconds burn? Something like that. I see precision is going to matter here. I wish this number automatically updated itself. Mods and things that automate your maneuvers can pull it off for you. I don't know why this doesn't. Okay, so let's round off. Let's say there's 2,001 minute left. So 30 seconds would be about 1,000 delta V. So it's going to be, what, about a 20-second burn? Give or take? Oh, shit. Of course I miss it because I fast-forward too much. Good job. All right. Anyway. Let's go and do this. So we might not be at the optimal sweet spot, but we can still stay locked on a maneuver node, stay locked in here. Our final delta V will be what we're looking for. A little change here does a big difference down the road, but we're going to have to make a fine-tuning burn at some point anyway. Luckily, like for this, to actually get into the Kerbal sphere of influence, we have lots of fuel. I'm worried about deorbiting Kerbal, although of course I can do a gravity break. Oh, right, of course. All I have to do is smack into the Kerbal atmosphere at some point, and that will be good enough. Nice and slow. Slow, 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 slow. Oh! Alright, overkilled it a little bit. What does this actually look like? Oops, map mode. Right, we've got that, and I guess I can't really predict. There's going to be a close approach. We're not technically going to enter at this point, but it's going to be okay. Let me go ahead and fast forward to the sphere of influence change. Now, depending on how far away that is, yeah, we're actually going to have to do something else. What? There's more science to be had here? Oh, right, because I reset my bays. Sweet. We're going to have to remember to do an EVA then to collect that. We're not going to be able to reset it one more time, but we can EVA. Okay, our hatch is on the top, which is always more handy. Boop. EVA Jebediah. I never use that button, but I'm going to start using it more often. It's quite convenient. Nothing's working. Okay, that's working. That's working. Okay, good. But I'm not getting some of my button prompts. Okay, stop, 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 stop. Drop, 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 drop. Drop. Forward. That was very disturbing. I hope this is not broken in some weird way. I guess I do have that quick save from... Oh, when I was going to mess with the maneuver node. That'll be alright. Okay, tell me you can interact with this. No, I can't click on anything. What the what? Alright, let's try to board again. Maybe because of the way I EVA'd? Okay. The grab key works. That's good. Come down, come up. Grab. Okay. Let's board. Let's try to EVA from the portrait. Also, apparently my camera angle is not the way I expected. Can I right-click on things? No, I cannot. No, now I can. Okay. There it is. Just the wrong zoom level? I don't know. Now that's probably too far away. Yeah. Yeah, so that's fine. So let go. Activate the RCS. Come over here. There we go. Collect the data. Remove data. Excellent. And, yeah, grab, climb down, get back in. That was weird and disturbing. Alright, let's quick save one more time, because a little weird, and if it gives me problems, yeah, all right. So we're going to fast forward to the Sphere of Influence change. Now, you'll notice I've got a couple other things on the schedule over here which are actually going to trigger first. Those are my unmanned probes and my refueler. They're leaving Kerbal orbit. They're coming to Duna. So right around now, there we go. That'll go. We'll get our alarm to do and switch over to that. And I can talk about that mission. It's called Unmanned Probe, but what it really is my drone. My rover drone. Delete and close. Jump the ship. Oh yeah, I'll still have to close it because this doesn't actually close the window. I wish it would do like jump and close. Alright. Close alarm. So here is my little vessel that is heading over to Duna. Inside this bay is a little rover, and that's pretty much it. You can use this stage to try to get us there. We should have plenty of fuel left, because I designed this to hopefully have enough Delta V to actually get us to Moho or Eve. It's got a crazy amount of parachutes, because I'm hoping to mostly use that. And yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and fast forward until we actually go through the Sphere of Influence change. Bring our speed down for the actual crossing, and there we go. Now, we've got some science, which I should be able to use. I should have lots of power. Temperature scan, I will transmit right away. Which should extend this antenna. It's a little weird. Sometimes it uses the antenna or tries to use the antenna from inside. Yeah, and so it's not working there. I've like noticed this weirdness. Like if I tell this Communitron to transmit, it'll say, unable to deploy. That doesn't make any sense. I think it gets confused because there's an antenna on the rover as well. But that's okay. Sometimes it fixes itself, sometimes it doesn't. There's my my resource scanner there. And what I want to do at this point is check. So this is trying to get to Duna. And it looks like it's not currently going to get an encounter. I think what we're going to want to do is... First of all, are we even vaguely on the right inclination? I think we are, yes. So I think what we'll do is we'll set a clock for the periapsis, because it looks like what we have to do is push the apo up a little bit. So I'm just going to set another alarm for the peri. Not 30 seconds, I guess I'll custom add it. There we go. Periapsis alarm. And give me a 5-minute warning on that one. Add the alarm, it's going to take you a while to get there, presumably. Yeah, 47 days. Excellent. Okay, now I'll just fast forward until the Duna refueler. I just want to be there for the Sphere of Influence change, so I can set another alarm when there's more relevant. There we go, the data got sent. So I don't know why it took a while. It's like, it didn't work when I was in physics mode, but as soon as I go fast forward, when it doesn't, I guess physics are turned off, so then the antennas can deploy properly, and then it's fine and happy. Seems a little weird, but whatever. So this next mission is the Duna refueler plus resource scanner. Basically, it's another one of these giant fuel tanks that I'm hoping to slip into Duna orbit. Jump the ship. Slip into Duna orbit, refuel the space base a little bit. But I'm not sure exactly how much fuel it's going to have left over, but it's going to have something in the tank. You can see it's already used up a fair bit of it, but it's going to do a little bit. But it's also pushing this bad boy, which is going to be a probe that I'm going to put in polar orbit to do a survey scan of Duna, because I actually have a mission for that. All right. So again, we're just going to go ahead and let it fast forward through, there we go, our Sphere of Influence change, and I think it still needs to update some of the numbers. Let's fast forward a little bit longer. Okay. And zoom out. So, you do have an encounter. Good. Well, actually, you have a closest approach. You don't actually have an encounter. And again, what I'll do is I'll just set an alarm for the periapsis over here. Again, give me a 5-minute warning, and we'll make a slight change of things over there just to ensure that the encounter gets locked on. Add alarm. Okay. And then if we fast forward some more, the next thing's going to happen is our lunar lander is going to leave the Sphere of Influence of Duna. And I'm going to switch back to it, make sure everything looks groovy for our approach to Kerbal. And specifically, we're going to try to tweak our orbit. Did it not automatically change me? Well, let's focus on Duna. And we are going to quick save before switching, because sometimes this does crash. No, I want to click on the lander and switch to it. Okay. Things are being weird. Maybe it's time to restart. Maybe we'll make this a short episode. I'll verify that our ship is properly leaving Duna space and is hopefully going to encounter Kerbin below 70,000 meters, such that it can aerobrake, and therefore it'll have lots of extra fuel. Duna Lander Mark II. Hello. We're going to pop over to you. Focus Ike? Wait, what? Am I accidentally running into Ike or something weird like that? Okay, here's us. Things are good there. No, we're leaving the sphere of influence. Everything is fine. And there we go. So we're now in orbit of the sun. Good. So we've officially left Duna. So now, if I... Oh, again, the closest approach. It's not actually considering us to have an encounter. What the hell is going on here? Okay. Now, we should still be going counterclockwise. So let's add a maneuver right here. A little retro. There we go. Just a scooch of retro. 7.2 meters per second. All of a sudden gives us a Kerbin encounter again. And honestly, it doesn't have to be there. I just put it out there so I wouldn't click on anything. Basically, it means if I just turn retrograde right now, and let's say I like really derate my engine. Are we turning? Okay, nothing's responding to my inputs. I have a crew member. Oh, I can't mouse over anything. Everything is broken. Okay, I am going to save and reload, and I will see you next time. God, I hope it saves correctly. See you, folks. Bye-bye.